Hey, good morning and welcome to Cawfee Tawlk. Hello, Michael. How are you?
Great. How are you doing, Dennis?
I am great and excited about our Cawfee Tawlk session today because my dear friend Alberto Cirillo from Vancouver, British Columbia is joining us today. Good morning, Alberto. How are you?
Good. I'm doing great, Dennis. Good morning. And good morning, Michael. How are you?
Good morning, Alberto. Great. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Vancouver, so I'm loving it.
Wonderful. Great. Well,
too, but not very warm.
Here in Southern California as well, and everybody's got their coffee, yes?
We got it right here.
Good.
I got
Michael's drinking water.
Yeah, I got my best dad one here.
You got your best dad. That's great.
Yeah.
So was that voted on by your family?
My daughter.
Oh, isn't it great?
Yeah,
I love it. All right, so gentlemen, we're going to have our little session here today. We are at week 44 of 2017, and that means that we are, let's see, 44 and 10. We're 8 weeks away, right, from the end of the year. Holy smokes!
Tell me about it.
Wow. Now, Alberto, you've already celebrated Thanksgiving, haven't you?
Yes, we have. Yeah, October second Monday of October is ours.
You know what? I have always said that the Canadians have it right because nobody harvests the third week in November.
True,
especially if you're a pilgrim and you're in Plymouth Rock. You're not.
but isn't that what Thanksgiving started out to be? Wasn't it the pilgrims? Wasn't necessarily about the harvest, was it? I thought it was all about Thanksgiving for coming over.
It was all about the Indians getting along with the pilgrims.
Ah, okay, there you go.
Before they raped and pillaged them.
Yeah.
Right. But you know, I think it had to do. They took they took some of the harvest food and shared it. So it's kind of morphed into a harvest celebration, which actually, technically, Halloween is a celebration of harvest. Because that is when the end of harvest is, usually, the end of October.
Okay.
So, you know, we move holidays around. You know, it's crazy.
Just to make it convenient for us.
And you know what?
So United States, isn't it?
And if it's an open day that nobody's doing anything, we make it a holiday. I love it.
We did that this year. Last year here in BC, there was, I think, one of the months we didn't have a holiday, so we decided to have a Family Day, is what they called it now.
How great is that?
Well, sure, but you know, the rest of Canada was doing theirs on a different weekend, but here in BC, our great government decided to do it on a different weekend. Yes. So now next year, we're going to start doing it the same as the rest of Canada.
Isn't it great?
Yeah, you get to move things around wherever you
move things around. Well, you know, that's why I've changed my birthday. Really? You can do that nowadays.
Oh,
you can do that. Yes, absolutely.
So it's funny because I was listening to a political show this morning, and there was somebody on they're from Canada and talking about in 1990 when Quebec wanted to secede.
Yes, they did.
From Canada. And they were relating it to the country in Spain that is wanting
Catalonia.
to secede. Catalonia wants to secede from Spain.
Yes.
Right.
And so they were, you know, it was the guy from Canada was talking about, you know, like giving the experience of the Quebec thing. So it was interesting.
Yeah.
But
then here we are talking to our own Canadian.
Yes. Yeah. But the backstory of that is that Quebec wanted to secede, but they wanted to keep the support of the Canadian government. They still wanted to be supported. Right, Alberto?
And the money.
And the money.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
indeed.
the money. Yeah. Yeah, let us leave it. Let us leave you, but we want you guys to support us still. Yeah.
Right. Craziness.
Yeah.
And I suppose if my crazy legislatures here in California, because they're wanting to secede as well, and they're claiming we would be the seventh seventh economic power in the world. But I'll bet you they still want to keep the entitlements from the government because that's what's making them able to be the seventh economic power in the world. So we want to secede. You can't cut us off and send us out into the Pacific. So we want to keep the support of the federal government, but allow us to be our own country.
Are you going to build a wall?
No, I will be moving. Should my state decide to do that, I will be moving. Thank you very much.
You're good.
You're going to move it. You and Silk and the dogs can
move to Texas.
Alberto.
I think we'll move to Texas. Sure. My son's in Texas.
They want to secede too.
Do they?
Yes, they have for years.
Well then.
Where are they going to go?
Where are they going to go?
To Mexico.
All right. Listen.
I didn't want to be the one to say it.
All right. So listen, in to avoid somebody shutting us off right now because they say we're getting too political.
Yes.
We're not. We're joking around.
Let's talk a little bit about Alberto. Alberto, you know, you and I have had a long history together, many, many years. Yes. And so I would just like to ask you a couple of questions about yourself, and then we have other things we want to share with everyone. First of all,
absolutely.
How did you get started doing hair? I mean, everybody's got a great backstory. I want to know what's yours.
Okay, so like I said, I started in this business when Elvis Presley died. And I always say that because that's the only way I can remember, you know, I'm getting on in years, so it's the only way I can remember how long it's been. So it's been 40 years, but prior to that, I was actually, my passion was to go into medicine. And so I'm quite a science guy as well as you are, Dennis. And that was my real passion.
Right.
But due to economic circumstances and stuff, you know, time and all that, I decided not to pursue that. So I went into, I wound up in a drugstore, believe it or not. It was an American drugstore called Pay and Save Drugs. Mm-hmm. And I had friends of mine that owned the salon in the same mall that I was in. And I used to go and visit them on my lunch breaks. So I would go and watch them do hair and just shoot the gab with them. So one of them had said to me, said, you know, Alberto, you should get yourself a trade. And I said, a trade? I said, I'm not good with hammers and nails. He says, no, you idiot. He said, you should do hairdressing. And I thought, hairdressing? Me? No way. I can't work with all these women and all this kind of stuff. So they bugged me enough to the point, believe it or not, I actually learned how to do a blow dry with them. So I would go in on my lunch hour sometimes. And in those days, I don't know if you guys remember, we used to book like every 10 minutes. It wasn't every 45 minutes and a half. Okay, so they would be completely booked up, and they would actually ask me to blow dry their clients' hair. So on my lunch hour, I would go into their salon and I would blow dry women's hair.
That's great.
So then they said, you know what, you need to go in and do this as a trade. And I said, no. So they kept bugging me to the point where I finally said, listen, if the school has an opening by Friday, I'll go. Well, I got a phone call from the school. I went to Moeller's hair school of hairdressing in Vancouver. Yeah. And they phoned me up. The owner, Vance Gooch, he phoned me up and he said, so I understand you want to enroll in the school. We have an opening on Friday. And I go, really? So sure enough, they did. And of course, I found out later that my friend and Dennis and Vance Gooch were best friends.
Yeah.
Right. So he got me in, and I was actually going to quit about 3-4 months into the program because I was doing pin curls on the old mannequin, and I could get my right hand to work no problem, but I couldn't get my left hand to do a pin curl. And I said, you know what? This is crazy. I don't want to do this. I'm going to quit. And this is the word of truth here now. I actually went home that night and I dreamt about my teacher. My teacher's name was Eddie. And I dreamt her saying to me, now, Alberto, you take your left hand, turn it up, grab the hair, turn it over, and I did a pin curl. I went back to school the next morning. I did a pin curl and I stayed. So that's how I got involved in hairdressing. It's not something that I wanted to do, but you know, I am glad that I did, because this industry has been so good to me, both as a stylist and as a salon owner.
Right.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I love the people. That was my passion, is working with people and making people feel good, feel better, and that's why I wanted to go into medicine. But this industry has been really, really good to me. So.
What an amazing story! Saved by the pin curl.
Saved by the pin curl. Exactly.
when you write your autobiography, that's the title.
Alberto
Saved by the pin curl.
Thank you. I'm gonna write that one down.
Write that one down. Yeah. I would pick that up. I would pick that book up and read it. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it was amazing. But that's exactly what happened.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, Michael, you have a question for him?
Well, I...
Did you see Michael? Do you want me to go to my next one?
No, Alberto, if you could turn back the hands of time and travel backwards in time.
Turn back the hands of time.
Oh, my God. Yeah. If you could do that and meet your younger self, let's say 2 years out of beauty school.
Yeah.
What advice would you give the 2 year out of school Alberto?
That's a really, really good question. I think, when I started in hairdressing, one thing that wasn't available to us was education. My bosses, I remember saying to them at one time, I want to go to the Vidal Sassoon School in LA. And they said to me, he said, you know what? He says, you don't need to go to school. He says, just watch us, and you should be able to just pick up a book and look at what you're doing and get it from there. And I thought to myself, you know what? All of those, it's something I've thought about all of these years, believe it or not. And I'm glad you asked that question, because first of all, you got to follow your own gut and your own heart. Okay, so that's one thing that I would have done differently. I would have gone and said, you know what, maybe these guys are not offering me the education that I want as I want. And so therefore, I should have gone to school when I wanted to. I should have taken the Vidal Sassoon course that I wanted to take. And I think I would have been further ahead by getting more education and by taking those kinds of courses.
Right.
Well, Alberto,
you
may still be able to realize that dream.
Uh-huh.
Although Vidal is gone, we are working with Alan Benfield Bush.
Yes.
Who is doing a program at Dennis's Salon on February 26th.
Right.
Yes. All right. Right.
So,
Alan
he's like the second best next to
right. Yeah. He opened the Vidal Sassoon Academy in San Francisco, the first academy in America.
Yeah.
And put the words to the Vidal Sassoon technique. So I remember you saying that on one of your broadcasts, and I've actually been waiting for that, because I kind of want to subscribe to that for my my staff. Yeah. I'll tell you. For me, education is important. Even to this day, it's still always important to me with education. That's something that I tell all of my staff and anybody that I talk to in our field, in our industry.
Right.
Is education. You gotta keep educated. You can't do it alone.
No.
Right. You can't. And I think I have a real similar history to you. The first salon, I lost my first job because I got fired because I didn't make a set last for 7 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it lasts for 6. Oh. And she came in and complained, and my boss, Boyce Gahagan. Boyce, I never forget that name. I came over, I said, I'll be happy to redo it for you at no charge. He said, you will, and then when you're done, you pack up your tools, you're done.
Wow.
And so, seeking out education in those days, back in the day, I hate to think that we're back in the day is where we started.
I know. I say that to myself.
You had to really hunt for it. You really did. Yes, you had to be hungry for it. Today, people are inundated with information. I'm not going to call it education. They're inundated with information. So now today, instead of hunting for it, you have to sort through it.
Yes.
Meaning that you have to find the education that's actually of a value, where it's going to make a difference for you. So I think that's a great thing for any of us to tell our younger selves, the importance of education. And the moment you think you know everything is the moment you have completed your growth.
Yes.
So, because this industry, I learn every time I do a class. I learn every time I help one of my team members in the salon.
Absolutely, same here. I say that all the time to my staff and my younger people. I actually went and did a talk at a school, one of the schools out here in Langley, and that's exactly the thing that I told them. I said, listen, I'm 62 years old, and I am continually learning. And because that was one of the messages that I had given them. I said, you guys are in school here. You need to learn everything that you can before you come into a salon. And that's one of the things I said. I'm 62 years old, and I'm still learning from you and your students. When you come into my salon and you're there to get some coaching and teaching and stuff, I'm still learning from you.
Right.
You know, I didn't learn to do foils. Like I tell them, I didn't learn to do foils until maybe about 10 years ago. Right. And foiling has been out for years. And I learned that from a student. Right.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, sometimes I'll work with a team member and help them with a technique, and then I'll come back and I'll watch them doing their spin on what I just shared with them. Yeah. And I go, oh my God, you've just given me another option to do that technique.
Right. So,
very wonderful. So let me ask you this, Alberto. What would you say your biggest lesson has been in this industry?
My biggest lesson.
I know that's a broad question.
It is. My biggest lesson in this industry, besides all the learning and everything like that, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a plug, Dennis. My biggest lesson was learning to do color properly. And what I mean by that, I mean, you have a way of teaching color that I didn't understand in all the years that I was in hairdressing until about, well, it's got to be about 10 years ago now when you came up to Canada and taught a course on color correction. And the way that you taught color made me understand how color works.
Wow.
And all that kind of stuff. So I have to thank you for that, because believe it or not, it changed my life in the salon, and I became more confident. And I also it also helped me to make my staff more confident because they understood color and how it works. So that's my biggest, and this is the honest truth, that is my biggest lesson in this industry.
Wow. Well,
Did you work that out with him beforehand?
No, I didn't, because it's something that I like to I like to plug Dennis, because I really admire what he's done for the industry and what he's done for me personally. Like I say, when it comes to color, and I talk about him all the time. So, and I'm not saying that just because I'm on Cawfee Tawlk. Right. I'm saying that because
I'm just teasing him, because I don't tease him. If I don't tease him, he's going to think something's wrong.
Well, information, things like you've just shared is what it's all about.
Yes.
Is to help
it's
others.
Really, what fuels Dennis?
It is. It is what fuels us, and it also pays it forward to my mentor, who is no longer here. But and I pay it forward to him every day and in every class. So thank you for that. Thank you for that.
No, you're welcome. Yeah.
All right. So, Michael, you have another question for him?
Are we going to go on to?
We are, but do you have another question beforehand, or?
I don't think I.
Okay. All right, then let's talk about our exciting news.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, for those of you watching us, and thank you for watching us on YouTube. Thank you for watching this on Facebook. If you find this information meaningful, please share it with your friends. We appreciate you doing that. We're very excited as a company. As you all know, Guru Village, our whole total vision is the empowerment of salon professionals. We do that by presenting factual, truth-based, scientific information to allow salon professionals to make the proper choices that fit for them and for their clients. As a company, we are non-branded. We are totally brand neutral, and we're a baby in the industry. We're about 2.5 years old now. That's it. Yeah. I know we should start teething by now, right?
Right,
And
I think we have.
And what has happened is that we have drawn a lot of people to us, and we're very happy about that. And one of the organizations that we've drawn to us is something called the Beauty Council of Western Canada, of which Alberto is a member. Alberto, I'm not sure, what is your position?
I'm one of the directors on the Beauty Council.
Okay, great.
Yes.
And so, Michael, now I've set that up. You can ask him to tell you a little bit about the Beauty Council.
Yeah, right. So, Alberto,
yes.
Explain to our viewers, one, this is going to be a several-part question. So,
sure.
One, what has happened in your industry in Canada?
Well, I can tell you...
By deregulation.
Yes.
And tell how what the Beauty Council does and how it plays a role in helping.
Sure. So, the Beauty Council was actually formed because of the Hairdressers Act that we had in our government. Okay, which was a regulated industry. There was the Hairdressers Act and there was the Barbers Act as well, and those have been going on since I believe 1928. And about 12 or 13, maybe 14 years ago, when we had a change of government here in BC, their mandate was that everybody should be allowed to work without having to belong to an organization or having to pay a fee to belong. So what they did is they did away with the Beauty Council at that time. They did away with the act. So they deregulated the hairdressing industry, the barbers, and quite a few other industries. And so our Beauty Council at that time then ceased to be an organization which represented all the hairdressing. We did all the licensing, we did all the examinations, we did the health standards and all that kind of stuff. We literally went into the salons to make sure that their health standards were up to date and so on and so forth, that their licensing was up to date. When the government did away with the act, our association ceased to be an association. So then we started a voluntary association, which is called now the Western Canada Beauty Association. And what we do now is, of course, for our members, we try to get everybody together. We try to education is a big one that we want to do for them, and we want to keep our members together again. We've come up with a program called Beauty Safe, which is something that lets the public know that a salon knows what they're doing, whether they're a hair salon, whether they're a spa, and all that kind of stuff. So we encompass the whole industry as well in Western Canada.
Great.
Now with deregulation, because we got deregulated, there's a lot of things happening in our industry, and I'm sure that you guys are probably seeing it down there as well with that. You know, our industry has gone for a little bit of a downturn. It's not as professional. We're trying to get that professionalism back into our industry to let the public know that, hey, we are professionals. You know, we are people that you can come to for your beauty needs and all that kind of stuff. And the public wants to know that we're good at what we do. Right. So that's what Beauty Council is all about.
Yeah. Are you finding that the citizens, everyday citizens,
yeah,
now care that the profession has been deregulated more than they cared prior to?
Well, you know what? I talk to my clients a lot about that. I let them know about the deregulation. You know, pretty well every one of them is actually flabbergasted that we are not regulated. You know, they say, you mean anybody can just pick up a pair of scissors and cut my hair? And I said, absolutely. I said, your backyard mechanic can do your hair for you. You know, and she says, and what about aesthetics? Well, aesthetics, it's the same thing. So, you know, they don't understand that, you know, we're working with chemicals, we're working with hot waxes, we're working with so many things that go on your skin and on your body, and we are deregulated, and every single one of them is mortified. And that's why with Beauty Council, we started a campaign to let our clients and our citizens and everybody know that, hey, we're a deregulated industry. And, you know, you need to let your MLAs and so on and so forth know that it's not acceptable, first of all. And they want to know to make sure that the person that is working on you is qualified. You know, we have a certificate of qualification that we issue to anybody that takes the courses, that goes to school, takes the courses, takes the exam, and the certificate of qualification is key.
Yeah. So basically, the Beauty Council does a lot of things for the industry.
Absolutely.
So they not only are educating John Q. public about that the regulation is or that the industry has been deregulated. Yeah. And see, to me, I think that as an American citizen and viewing what you guys have gone through, I think it's important for all of the American hairdressers to start talking to their clients about the states wanting to deregulate us and lowering the hours. I mean, you know, in New York, you only have to go to school for 800 hours.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the same here. There are some schools that you go 600 hours. The more reputable schools, you know, you're doing the I believe it's 1900 hours or something like that that you're having to do, and so on. Oh yeah, but you know, even the schools are deregulated. So the whole thing has gone for
a ride.
Yeah.
So Alberto,
I just think it's important for our viewers.
Yeah.
You guys, it's a call to action for us.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
We need to, before it happens, educate your clients about what could happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And stand up. So anyway,
but
I'm going to get off my soapbox.
But Michael, I'm glad that you brought that up because, you know, I saw it up here in Canada too. I mean, just Facebook is great for giving out a lot of information. And, you know, we saw that coming a couple of years ago, I think, when they've been talking about deregulation in the States. Now, you got to remember, not all of Canada is deregulated. I can only speak for British Columbia and Alberta because we are the council for those who, like in Alberta, here's a prime example. The hairdressing part is regulated, but the aesthetics part is deregulated.
Oh my God!
So we're fighting in Alberta there for that to get the aesthetics part regulated, and so
anybody can use glycolic acid on somebody else's skin, right?
Yeah.
Oh, great!
You know, well, they can do that here too, and it's horrifying. It's horrifying. You know, we put out a big billboard. We put out a big billboard campaign out here in British Columbia, and the response that we got that from consumers was incredible. We actually had people phone the Beauty Council office and ask them to take down those billboards that we had put up because they were quite graphic. And you know, but we had to do that to get the public to understand that, you know, we are doing things to your skin and to your hair and all that kind of stuff that can potentially harm you.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's the largest organ of the body.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and so and you know, especially with this microblading and stuff that's going on, you know, we're cutting into the skin, and and we've had so many cases of people with their toetoenails and their feet all.
Well, I was just going to say fungus and bacteria from pedicures, manicures.
Yeah.
So Alberto, let me ask you: are the schools still charging the same tuitions?
Oh yeah.
So
Dennis, what a silly question.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, so someone goes in and they still pay, $18,000 to $20,000 to get the training.
Yeah.
But then there's no license.
Yeah. They don't have to take the license.
Wow.
They don't have to take it.
Wow. I'm usually not speechless, but
we are getting a lot of the schools now are starting to come on board with us. They are sending their students for licensing and stuff, but it's still a long haul. It's still a long haul.
Wow.
The reputable schools. I'm not saying that it's all the schools. I mean, there's we have our reputable schools,
Right,
and then we have the schools. Our reputable schools are still sending the students to get licensed and to make sure that they take the exam. And they take it through us, right? Through the beauty school. So, through Beauty Council, and we do that. So
let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Does this mean that anybody can open up a school?
Yeah, pretty well. They still have to get the government. They still have to get. They have to follow government guidelines for opening up schools. Though there's still government guidelines for that are regulated, but not necessarily the. I mean, I can go one up, no problem. Sure.
Wow.
But I still have to follow because, you're taking people's money and all that kind of. So there are government standards that they have to follow when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But,
financial protocol, but that's
financial protocol, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well then, Michael.
Yeah. So anyway, we want to announce to everyone that we have built an alliance with the Beauty Council of Western Canada, and we are offering our very first subscription program to them. You can enroll if you are a member of the Beauty Council for a special one-time introductory offer price, and we need to get 100 people to sign up before we can launch the program. So, Alberto, about how many members do you have?
I think at last count, there's about there's about 14,000 hairdressers or so in British Columbia that I'm aware of. But as far as the real numbers, as far as members, paid members, Fiona would be the one to answer that one there. I'm not exactly sure, but Fiona would be the one that would answer that one.
All right.
Okay. So, yeah, in a couple weeks, we're going to have Fiona on. She wasn't available until November 8th. So, Alberto, it's not that you're second fiddle, because you're not. But I just said, we got to get somebody on to talk about it now.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you know what? I actually brought you guys to the council because through my affiliation with Dennis, of course. And I saw what you guys are doing with Guru Village and that. I thought, man, what a great platform. And it's something that we had discussed at Beauty Council for some time before that. And I said, hey, I happen to have these guys that are Guru Village that are doing this. What do you say if we form some kind of an alliance with them and offer it to our members and see what they can do for us? And then so I put Dennis and yourself onto Fiona, and you guys set it all up. So I'm glad they did. I'm glad you guys did.
I have really come to adore Fiona.
Yeah, she's a lovely lady.
I love her accent.
Yeah.
That
she's
is
got an accent?
always.
But she's got an accent. I didn't know
what are you talking about? There's no accent.
I didn't hear an accent. Yeah.
She's got a little bit of an Irish accent.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah. So she told me she's Irish.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to mention that to her when I see her. Yeah. Actually, we got a meeting on Tuesday, so.
Yeah. So anyway, Fiona and I've had nice long talk. Well, a couple long talks and several very quick short ones because she's busy and I'm busy. But yeah, so I've enjoyed so much. That's one of the things that I love about what I do for Guru Village is that I get to meet all these interesting people that are in our industry and that have the same kind of mindset. So like-minded people. Who think my mantra is I'm here to reclaim the beauty industry from
There you go.
Companies that have destroyed and destroyed it and elevated back and above what it was before. So that's my mantra. Anyway, Dennis, I guess I've asked everything I want to ask. What did I leave out?
Oh, I don't think you left anything out. I think I just want to kind of reiterate the fact again that we have partnered with the Beauty Council of Western Canada, and this is open enrollment time for any of you in Canada that are watching us right now, either on YouTube or on Facebook, and you're in Alberta or British Columbia. This is a great opportunity for you to, if you've not enrolled or not become a member of the Beauty Alliance, or the Beauty Council, I should say, I encourage you to join them, because the program that we're offering is a really, really great program. It is going to be a subscription service. We are offering it one time at this price, which will be a lifetime renewal. And that means that it will never be at this price again, because each year it will increase, because we're going to add content. Not only do we have our gurus that are on staff now, and we also have Alan Binful-Bush, who has joined us, and Alan will also be doing education. And for those of you that don't know who Alan is the gentleman who opened the first Vidal Sassoon salon in San Francisco, California. And he also put the words to the Vidal Sassoon technique. And Alan has created an alliance with Guru Village as well. Method Alliance and Guru Village are also working hand in hand with each other. In fact, we have Alan doing a special program, which we are going to be part of. Myself and Lisa Enos and Megan Caraher are going to be with Alan on February 26, 2018. We're going to have a special program where the morning session will be look and learn, and the afternoon session will be a hands-on. And this will probably be, for those of you who know who Alan is, this will probably be one of the rare opportunities that you get to work with him in a very small class. We're not going to have any more than 40 people in this program. So you'll get a very intimate, up-close working ability with Alan. And then Alan also is going to be putting together online webinars and doing some of our live classes in 2018. So it's a great opportunity for you. I think the annual membership is no more than a cup of coffee. How much is a cup of Tim Hortons right now in BC? Alberto?
With the big size or little size?
Oh, big size. We don't drink the little size.
I think it's about $3.
$3. Okay, so for as one cup of coffee a day. Oh, that's cool. As 1 cup of coffee a day, that's all that it will cost you, the annual membership, and you would get a 2-hour live program every month. It includes discounts on our online webinars. It includes discounts on our online virtual classroom programs.
Yes.
And all of those that are part of this live programs as well, and all of those that are subscribers at the end of the year, 1 year annually, they get a full online 1-day symposium, 7-hour program online for subscribers only.
Wow. That's huge.
Also they're going to get a private Facebook group just for the Beauty Council. So as they join, they will be added to this group. So you'll be with like-minded individuals again and get to know them and develop relationships with other people that are in the council that you may never get to meet otherwise. So we're going to have some Q&As in there, and we will be having
some downloadable PDF information for them. They can download and have written information to help them, along with one of our gurus, Anthony Presotto, who is a prolific writer. You can read some of his blogs if you go to our website, www.guruvillage.net. You can read some of his blog. Anthony is very involved in business building and interpersonal relationships, and he's written 4 books. And so Anthony
he's out of Australia, right?
He is out of Australia, yes, Queensland, Australia. So our team comes from all over.
That's awesome.
And then we also have somebody that we've built an alliance with. Her name is Carla Jones out of Georgia, and she really. Her main focus is independent contractors and small, 1 to 5 chair salons that she does coaching. And actually, she is really about the numbers. So account,
P&Ls, bottom line.
P&L, all of that kind of stuff. And she is going to help with providing for the Canadian Beauty Council as well.
Right.
So we not only have our own people that are excited to do this, but also Mr. Bush and Miss Jones, who are not really part of the team, but they are
they're aligned with us. Yes.
Yes. So,
So I think it's a great educational program, a great resource. And we will be offering also information for students. If you're a student and you're in beauty school and you want to reach out, how do I deal with what I'm doing in beauty school? Okay, so now I've gone to beauty school. What's my next step? We have people who can help you plan out your pathway.
Yeah, That's awesome.
We also have a Facebook group for students. It's called New Talent Hair Tribe.
Yes.
And they can be in that group. They need to show proof that they're going to a school.
Right.
But they can be in that group for the entire time they're in school, and then for like a year after to get some mentorship. And the lead mentor in that group is Sylvia.
My wife, Sylvia Gebhardt. Yeah.
So if anybody can give good advice to a hairdresser, it's Sylvia. How to avoid.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
How to avoid marrying another hairdresser? I don't know.
Well, the one thing I will say about my wife, first of all, I admire her, professional to professional. She's an amazing, amazing hairdresser. But she is also a great guide. She's very honest and very, very frank.
Yep.
And so that's what you need sometimes, especially when you're in beauty school and you're not sure about the direction, or you're not sure about, well, do I need to complete all these tasks before I graduate? You absolutely do. Those tasks and other things. And while you're in beauty school, you need to reach out for additional education, because remember, beauty school is originally just preparing you to begin in the industry. And most of the time when you graduate, if you're not taking an exam, if you just simply take the information and you're not having to demonstrate the skill set, you're going to be asked to do that if you go to work in any salon. And then the salon will start you off probably training you as well. So, so we try to offer everything that we possibly can to anyone in the industry to help them get started. Now,
and not just hair. Not just hair.
Not just hair, no. So now, how do you do that? Well, first of all, you become a member of the Beauty Council. Second of all, you go to the Beauty Council's website, and you will find a link to Guru Village.
Yes.
Click on that link. It will take you to our website, which is www.guruvillage.net. Okay, that's the process. Go to the council's website, click on the link. It'll take you to our website. Then you look for the icon, and the icon you will be looking for.
Wait, you go to the menu and you select the
Thank you, Michael.
Select the education tab.
Yes.
Under the education tab, you will see something called Inner Circle.
Right.
That's what we are calling our program.
It's on Alberto's right.
And if you Americans are being jealous and saying, well, why aren't you offering us a subscription? Just hold on. Remember, I told you there's many surprises in 2018 for all of our people here.
Right.
So,
I just got there first.
Yes, you did.
You got there first. You got there first, and we needed to create something special for the council.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
That's what we did. So,
and we're glad you did.
We are too. We're very excited.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I've been working on the platform. It's got courses built. It's
right. That's what's interesting, is that we had been working on this before you reached out. But when you reached out, it kind of tripped the lever.
Oh, okay.
And so we said, okay, here we go. But anyway.
Like minds think alike, right?
Amen.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Absolutely. So we're excited about it. So you click on education, click on inner circle. It will take you to the page where there is only one button that you can select that will be active, and you just click on the logo that you saw up there, right, Dennis? Am I in the right spot?
Nope. Please do your right hand.
Okay.
Oh, no, point down. You point down.
Okay.
There you go. Alberto, point up.
Okay.
There you go.
Jesus.
It's
up there.
Oh, my God.
It's right down. It's right down here. Here. It's somewhere. You guys can see it. Somewhere.
Screen, you'll see the logo for the inner circle.
Oh,
and
that one will be great.
It is symbolized by two rings.
There you
an
go.
Outer circle and an inner circle.
Inner circle.
And
right.
you will be in the inner circle. So you will have direct contact to the gurus and the team. So that's also, I think, a benefit to everyone.
All right, my friends.
Questions. That's awesome. I'm excited.
Me too. Listen, we're very excited about what the future holds for those of you that are looking for some education to finish up your year. Remember, we still have educational programs coming up in the next few weeks. Watch for our newsletter. If you're not subscribing to our newsletter, please do. It's called Club Guru. You can go to our website, subscribe to it. You get it once a month. We try to make sure we have it packed with, I call it meat. Michael says he makes it juicy. So whatever word you want to use to explain, that comes to you once a month for no charge, just simply being part of it.
And it always has a calendar of our upcoming events.
Yes, right, absolutely.
And you guys don't forget that Dennis is going to be in Hotlanta, Georgia.
Hotlanta, Georgia, January 14th and 15th. And we are working on Florida. Yes?
Yes, we are still working on Florida. And we are also working for a program in Penn State.
Yes.
So you guys need to be working on something for the Vancouver area, because I get asked that quite a bit. When is Dennis coming back to Vancouver? So,
well, you know what, Alberto? We need to have a conversation and talk when we can get that done. Okay?
Yes.
Because,
sounds great.
Let's set it up there
that's a short hop.
January.
Michael, don't worry. I have been in Vancouver in January. I've been in the middle of sunshine on Saturday and snowing on Sunday.
Yes.
Alberto, have you had snow?
No, not yet. Not here.
Okay, well,
it's predicted for, I believe, for Friday for some reason. I don't believe it, but I mean, if I could show you what it's like outside right now, we got beautiful fall colors and beautiful sunshine out.
Right.
Yeah. We do too, but it's been like 37 overnight here.
Yeah. Never underestimate the weather.
And we have had a frost. So.
Oh, okay.
So I'm by Chicago. So I'm near Chicago. Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, my daughter's coming out there next week.
Oh.
On business. Yeah. Oh, she loves it there.
Chicago. Yeah. And the food there is fantastic.
That's what she says.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining and being part of Cawfee Tawlk this morning.
Thank you so much.
I thank everybody for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up.
And subscribe
please send us
down there.
And subscribe, yes. And send us comments. Many of you have been commenting. I'm so grateful for your comments. Please make sure you comment. Those of you watching us on Facebook, if you found this beneficial today, please share it with your friends. We truly appreciate it. And as always, from my heart to yours, I'm Captain Color. I'm out. How about you, Alberto? How about you, Michael? Are you guys out?
We're out.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Good luck,
See you.
everybody.